welcome to the Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's only local morning show, giving you exclusive access into people, businesses, and events in our community. We're bringing you this show live daily weekdays at 9:30 a.m. with your host, me, Maddie Muschin. Before we dive into today's show, every week we highlight someone, an educator, student, business, or organization from our Greater West Bloomfield community going above and beyond. If you would like to submit an entry for someone, you can scan the QR code on the screen, fill out the Google form with the person's name, their contact information, and reasons why you think they should be recognized here on the Splash Live for our Person of the Week. Now let's go check out what's going on in our Greater West Bloomfield community. The first event we want to look at is the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society special open house that is happening this Sunday, March 13th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Orchard Lake Museum. Here you can see exhibits and videos about the F4 tornado that damaged dozens of West Bloomfield homes and businesses on March 20th, 1976. During this open house, you can learn about the important historical event in our community history and enjoy the newly reopened Orchard Lake Museum with new exhibits. This event is free, and you can contact the Historical Society or visit their website at gwbhs.org for more information. Our next event are ongoing events at the Connect Center at Orchard Mall in West Bloomfield. They have a ton of great events and activities for the seniors in our community. Some of those events are their Counterfeit Detection Talk with Jennifer Day, who is a counterfeit technician with the U.S. Secret Service Detroit Field Office. At this event, you will learn about counterfeit detection. After the program, you are invited to prepay for a box lunch at Connect from noon until 1 p.m. Pre-registration is required, so you can do that on the West Bloomfield Parks website. On March 10th, they will be having their Basic Life Support for Healthcare Workers. This is a blended learning course with both an online learning portion and a private hands-on session with an American Heart Association instructor. After registration, a link to the online portion will be sent to the participant. The online self-directed component includes simulations, animations, and interactive activities, which must be completed before the skills session that you plan to attend. All participants who pass the written exam and skills test will receive a current BLS provider card. Our next event we want to look at is the State of the Community's Address. Next Monday, we will be airing the 4th annual State of the Community's Address here on Civic Center TV and also on the radio on 89.3 Lakes FM. This event will bring the 4 community leaders from Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield together to talk about topics that are impacting our Greater West Bloomfield community. You can tune in to hear your local leaders talk about topics such as the coronavirus pandemic, infrastructure, and housing and development at 7 p.m. here on Civic Center TV. This event will also be available on our on-demand page at civiccentertv.com after the event. If you have an event that you would like us to feature here on the Splash Live, you can send us a message on our social media pages at Civic Center TV and Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. Coming up, we'll be taking a look at our interview with Scott Long about schools of choice in West Bloomfield School District. But before that, the West Bloomfield women's basketball team took on Farmington Hills Mercy last night in the regional semifinal game at West Bloomfield High School. The team dominated the entire game and won over Mercy 72-42. We got an inside look into the team and the game that advanced them to the regional final game taking place tomorrow night against Grosse Point North. Let's go check it out. On Tuesday, the West Bloomfield Lakers took on the Mercy Marlins in the regional semifinal game. The Lakers have had a phenomenal season this year, going into the game with a 20-game win streak. The team knew this was going to be a tough matchup as the Mercy Marlins were 18-5 before the game. Luckily, the Lakers had a stacked starting lineup. Let's go check them out.
At guard for the Lakers, number 4, At forward, number 5, Sydney Hubbard. At forward for the Lakers, number 12, Samaya Matisse. At guard, number 23, Summer Davis. And at guard for the Lakers, we're number 24, India Davis.
The Lakers started off the game on the right foot with a 3 from India Davis. They continued this momentum as they led throughout the first half.
The team stayed in the lead as they moved the ball across the court effortlessly. Summer Davis hit a buzzer-beater three at the end of the first half, sending the Lakers into the locker room up by 30 points over the Marlins.
Remember, that's a good team. So they're gonna hit us with a punch. But the thing is, we gotta bob and weave. When they start hitting, we gotta bob and weave. Meaning, we gotta go out there and execute our offense and our defense with the utmost discipline.
The game got closer in the third quarter as Mercy fought to keep their state run going. But with the skilled roster of the Lakers team, Mercy wasn't able to come out with a win. The Lakers won the game 72-42, sending them to the regional game against Grosse Point North on Thursday. We got to catch up with the team in the locker room after their big win.
I forgot. Come on around here, Splash. I want you to see the splash.
Splash it! Yes!
Got 4 more. 4 more, we're not done. 4 more. Y'all with me? 4 more. 4 more.
The Lakers celebrated advancing to the regional game with a dance party before they get back to practice and continue their run for the state championship. Reporting for the Splash Live, I'm Maddie Muschen.
Good luck to the Lakers team tomorrow night as they take on Grosse Point North at West Bloomfield High School. Go support your Lakers at 7 p.m. to watch them try to continue their run for the state title. Later on, we'll be seeing how you can support Black and minority-owned businesses in our community by talking to some of the members of the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force. But before that, we're going to take a look at our interview with Scott Long. He's Assistant Superintendent for West Bloomfield School District. He talked to us about schools of choice and how you can get involved. Let's go take a look now. It is now time to check in with the Assistant Superintendent for Learning Services in the West Bloomfield School District, Scott Long, to talk about his position in the district as well as some exciting things that they have going on. Scott, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Maddie. How are you today? Thank you so much for having me.
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us. Scott, could you just first start off by talking about your role as the Assistant Superintendent for Learning Services and about some of your responsibilities in the school district?
Absolutely. So my role as the Assistant Superintendent for Learning Services is very simple and clear. My job is to support learning and instruction throughout the entire district, through all of our core classes, our elective classes, and to make sure that all of our kids have a phenomenal learning experience K through 12. And ways that we do that is we support in terms of curriculum development, curriculum evaluation. One of the other things that I do is support our leaders throughout the district in terms of how they manage and operate and inspire their schools to continue to grow. We support leaders at various levels throughout the school. So it's a really exciting opportunity to be able to be in this position.
Scott, the West Bloomfield School District is participating in Schools of Choice for the 2022-2023 school year. Could you explain to us what Schools of Choice is?
Yeah, Schools of Choice is an opportunity for families that are not residents of the West Bloomfield School District to apply and enroll in our schools. In terms of our School of Choice applications, there's limitations on what we have available. So one opportunity we have is at the K2 level for Doherty and Gretschko Elementary. Any family can apply for Schools of Choice there in the Oakland County area. They don't have to be a resident of West Bloomfield. And what we have is no criteria for that for K2 at Doherty and Gretschko, but it's a lottery-based system. So families go to our website, they go to School of Choice, apply School of Choice, there's the application process, and then there's a lottery system for their child to be able to get in. That's one way to get in. Another way to get in is through our Roosevelt Kindergarten STEAM program. So this is a little bit different than our K2 at Doherty and Gretschko. Roosevelt has a unique STEAM experience with some interdisciplinary project-based learning experiences for our kindergartners. And so families can apply for this. It is criteria-based, which means there is an assessment that our kindergartners take, and that's lottery-based after that if the kids meet the criteria. And our third opportunity for School of Choice is at the high school level for our STEAM programs 9 through 12. And this is an opportunity for kids to apply. It is criteria based, so there are some assessments that the kids take. We also look at their grades and their attendance at their previous school. And this gives them an opportunity to enroll in our STEAM program at the high school level, which begins with a really cool experience called a class called Project Lead the Way, which is an introduction to an engineering and design thinking and opens up an opportunity for them to go through our engineering pathway at the high school.
Scott, for schools of choice, how does this impact families that are not part of the West Bloomfield School District, as well as benefiting the West Bloomfield School District?
Well, I think for families that are not part of the district, they have an opportunity to be a part of a world-class school system. Our teachers and principals are second to none. We do a phenomenal job. I think one of the things that we do so well is connect with every single student in terms of who they are as an individual and really just connecting with them on a personal level so that they can feel comfortable and safe to learn and thrive academically. I think the unique offerings that we offer throughout our school district are very, that sets us apart from other school districts. So families that are not a part of our district have the opportunity to be in this experience. And it's advantageous for us because we always welcome students that are going to help improve our learning community. It obviously helps our other students learn about other kids that are coming into the district. So it's a great experience for all of us.
Scott, for people that are maybe looking to apply to be a part of the West Bloomfield School District, what would you say to them that West Bloomfield will offer that another school maybe in Oakland County doesn't have certain offerings that they're looking for?
Yeah, I think one of the things, and I touched on this a little bit earlier, is our pride in terms of the different pathways and doors that students can walk through. So when you look at it from the high school level, when students have that opportunity to get in, there's an amazing partnership and medical mentorships that we have. There's co-op opportunities. There's internships where our students are able to be on site with professionals and learn about careers. There's about 23 to 25 APs and honor courses offerings. We have an engineering academy. Our arts program, they're second to none. Our business and programming programs are phenomenal as well. So we have all these different pathways and choices for our kids so that they can find their niche and be successful and be ready for life after high school. I think another big piece that sets us apart is just the attention that we're going to show to each child and the relationships that we're going to build with them.
Scott, applications are open now and they're being accepted until March 9th. If someone's looking for the application, what is the best way to find that?
The best way to find that application is to go to our website, wbsd.org. As soon as you go to that, there's a school choice link that you can click SOC, and the application is right there. You can't miss it.
Scott, as we wrap up, is there anything else you wanted to share either about these schools of choice and the application process, or anything else that's fun going on in the West Bloomfield School District?
Yeah, I think another thing that I didn't touch on that I'd like to, in this current school choice window, we do not have Lakers Online available as an option to apply, but coming soon in May, any family that wants to enroll school of choice and apply for our Lakers Online program, they'll have that opportunity as well. Lakers Online is K through 12. It will be a criteria-based school of choice offering, and it's all online schooling, which is a mix of synchronous and asynchronous instruction from West Bloomfield teachers. It's a really cool experience. Another thing I wanted to talk about is Oakland Early College. Students can apply in Oakland County to be a part of Oakland Early College, and they can reach out to Morrison Borders if they're interested. But the cool thing about Oakland Early College is kids are in dual enrollment. So they're enrolling in high school courses and college courses at the same time, and the college courses are free. So what an amazing experience there. I also have to mention, as we look at our district, one of the most exciting things is we have a brand new middle school opening up next year on Orchard Lake Road. I was actually in the building yesterday just checking it out, and it is an unbelievable place. And our kids, our middle school students, are going to have a wonderful opportunity to learn in a state-of-the-art facility that'll be second to none.
Well, Scott, we appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me, Maddie. I appreciate your time.
Thank you again to Scott Long for giving us some insight into the different options that families have for schools here in the West Bloomfield School District. Although Black History Month has ended, there are still many ways that you can support Black and minority-owned businesses in our community. We talked with a few members of the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force who are Black business professionals about how important it is to continue to support minority-owned businesses in our greater West Bloomfield community. Let's go check it out.
Although Black History Month has concluded as we enter March, the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force provided a great opportunity for Black and minority-owned businesses to present their products at the Black Expo. This event allowed business owners to network with others that will continue to help them throughout the year. We talked with some of the members of the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force about why this is so important to these business owners.
It personally touches my heart to be able to have a lot of representation of our community and share the area with so many different talented, so many different individuals that work so hard. So it's nice to have a lot of collective minds in one room, and it's nice to just be a nice piece of the puzzle. A great event for the community.
And we wanted to figure out a way to really showcase the diverse businesses, entrepreneurs, and the resources that we had in the area. So we thought an expo would be a perfect way to do it. We started off thinking, all right, if we could get 7 to 10 vendors, we'll be doing great. And now we have over 30 vendors at this event today. And it's really important for this community to recognize that all of us come together in West Bloomfield to make it the wonderful place that it is to live. And it's good to understand that businesses can exist in different forms. You can have large companies, smaller companies, and owned by diverse people. And that's why we're really excited about this event and really be able to showcase and highlight what we have here.
So it's, again, very exciting to, it really means so much that we have an opportunity to really showcase our talents inside the city of West Bloomfield. The diversity has really increased with our city in the last decade, so it's super nice to bring it all together in a community and just share so much talent and so much ability that we have and make it noticeable to not only the city of West Bloomfield, but the surrounding areas around it, and showcase that we have so much talent, so much ability, and be able to have it inside of Black History Month. It just wraps it all together. So it's great to have a collaboration of great, intelligent minds inside of Orchard Mall, representing the city of West Bloomfield.
We also talked to Ralph Tompkins, owner of Swag Kids Gym, about what it means to him to be able to showcase and promote his business to the community.
As a minority owner, it's super exciting to me to have people come to our gym from different backgrounds and respect what we do while having respect for others and sharing a space and becoming passionate about exercise. Something that I'm super proud of, and it's great to be a part of this expo right here. So super excited. Thank you so much.
If you're curious about how you can support Black and minority-owned businesses in our community, you can reach out to the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force for more information. Reporting for the Splash Live, I'm Maddie Muschin.
A huge thank you to West Bloomfield Parks and the West Bloomfield Diversity Task Force for putting on such a great event that allowed Black and minority-owned businesses in West Bloomfield to highlight their products and services. We're going to take a short break here on the Splash Live, but when we get back, we'll be talking with David Hubbard Jr. He's the owner of the Butchery in Sylvan Lake about his business and some of the new products that they have. So don't go anywhere. We'll talk with David after this break.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. keep my family safe and keep playing soccer.
Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine. To keep safe and strong. Be like happy, having fun everywhere.
Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live. I'm your host, Maddie Mustian. Joining us now is David Hubbard Jr. He's the owner of the Butchery in Sylvan Lake to talk to us about his business and some new items that they have in their store. David, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
David, could you first start off by telling us what the Butchery is?
We're a meat market. We're a straightforward butcher shop, old school kind of feel that offers some of the best meat you can find anywhere. I'm talking the best of the best, Japanese Wagyu, USDA Prime, only the best. And we do some really, really awesome sandwiches as well. So that's pretty much what we are.
David, could you tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind opening the Butchery, and especially to opening it in Sylvan Lake?
Well, you know, there's kind of a food desert in this area for a while. We opened up in 17, so we'll be celebrating our 5th anniversary here soon in May. So back then, my wife and I moved to West Bloomfield. And there was no real grocery store or anything to get food that was a little bit better than maybe your standard grocery. So we found a spot and we felt like we were going to fill a need and do something that was a little more advanced as far as, you know, the meat world goes. So that's why we came here.
David, could you tell us about some of the most popular products in the store that you guys have, as well as the meat that you guys have there?
Some of the unique products are now we're offering a lot of private label stuff, private label barbecue sauces, jams, spreads, different things to kind of pickled items, you know, asparagus and beets and stuff like that. And as far as the meat goes, we're USDA Prime only or higher, which means we only deal with the best top 2% of all cattle raised here in America, as well as we do dry aging. We have dry aged steaks. We do American and Japanese Wagyu. We're one of the only places in Michigan, I think, if not the only place in Michigan, that will cut to order a Japanese Wagyu ribeye, for example. Something that's very, very rare, hard to find, but we get it here and we cut it right here live in our behind our counter for our guests as they walk in.
David, you guys also do a lot of community outreach. In December, you guys hosted the free Christmas dinners at the Spirit of Grace Church here in West Bloomfield. Can you talk a little bit about the community outreach that you guys do and what it means to the Butchery?
That came about. My mother passed in 2018, and I wanted to do something to kind of honor her. She was a very religious woman, and so I felt like, you know, what better way to connect than maybe do something with the church. And, you know, the church reached out and they said they are the ones that were doing this awesome dinner every year. They've been doing it for a while. We kind of just stepped in initially and just provided some small, some small things. Like, I mean, we provided some meat the first year, and then maybe the next year we provided a little bit more of the meal. To now, the last couple of years, I do all the 160 meals myself right here at the Butchery, or at Pop-Up, our cooking space, if you will, that I'm in right now. And then we provide those meals that the church hands out. That it's not about what we're doing; it's about what they're doing. Actually, they're the ones that put that program together, and we just feel like it's an opportunity for us to kind of give back and be a part of something that's positive, right? And so. Beyond that, we also donate one fresh turkey for every fresh turkey that we sell here. We sell a lot of Amish turkeys around Thanksgiving, and we donate turkeys to Cass Community Social Services downtown, as well as we've done quite a bit of donations of food to Pontiac General, to the hospital, especially during the pandemic. We were going there every Friday and delivering lunches and stuff like that. So we're just trying to do whatever we can to reach out and connect with people, to let them know that, we're here for them. And the only way we are here is because of them. So.
David, could you tell us a little bit about some of the sandwiches that you guys offer? If someone wants to stop in for lunch or dinner, what type of sandwiches do you guys have there for someone to come in and get?
We have kind of a classic spin. I'm a chef at heart. I started out as a chef, culinarily, cooked for 20 years before we opened this store. So at heart, they're kind of chef-inspired sandwiches. We do a pastrami and a corned beef, kind of a twist on a Reuben. But all of our stuff, all of our sandwiches, if you will, are made with Wagyu meats. They're made with USDA prime beef. So everything that we do is kind of a higher end meat. So we kind of start with a high end quality, and we use a very special artisan sourdough bread that we get out of upstate New Jersey, and they ship it to us, and it's a phenomenal product. So I think that kind of the bread and the high end meat kind of make for a very easy combination to make a good sandwich. So those are kind of what we have going on: roast beef, corned beef, pastrami, some turkey. Definitely very popular, the BLT with turkey on it.
David, as we head into the warmer months, hopefully, fingers crossed, do you guys have any spring or seasonal items that you guys have at the butchery that our members of the Greater West Bloomfield community can enjoy?
That's a great question, and that's kind of something I'd love to talk about today. We are bringing back, as we do every year at springtime, fresh made sausage. In the winter, sausage doesn't really sell as much because people aren't barbecuing, so we kind of slow production down, cease it to just breakfast sausage. So here going into spring and summer, we're going to be doing a ton of fresh sausage. Our jalapeno cheddar brats, our chicken with feta and spinach sausages, super popular. So those will be back, and we'll be rocking those. And there'll be a lot of other things going on. In May, we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff in May to celebrate our 5-year anniversary here in Sylvan Lake, and we're really excited to celebrate with all of our customers and big meat fans out there. Come and celebrate with us.
David, as we wrap up, how can people come and visit the butchery?
Well, you can come check us out at 2534 Orchard Lake Road right here in Sylvan Lake. We're open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday 10 to 5, and Sunday 10 to 3. We are closed Monday and Tuesday. Unfortunately, right now, very, very short staffed. It's just my wife and I for the most part. So, yeah, come check us out. Or you can go to thebutcherysl.com, the Butchery SL for SylvanLake.com, and we ship all over the country, so you can get us there too as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, David. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Once again, I was joined by David Hubbard Jr. He is the owner of the Butchery in Sylvan Lake, talking about some of the great products that they have there, as well as sandwiches if you're hungry and looking for a place to stop for lunch or dinner. That's it for today's show. Thank you again to David for joining us this morning. A special thanks to our Zoom producer, Jared Clark, for coordinating the Zoom and making sure our guests joined us. As always, a big thanks to our board operator, Calvin Brown, for making the show possible each and every morning. And thank you for joining me as we explored all of the people and events in our Greater West Bloomfield community. As always, you can make sure to tune in live on Civic Center TV on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99 Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. to catch up on what's going on in our Greater West Bloomfield community. You can also watch all of our archived interviews and stories on CivicCenterTV.com. We have all of our great featured content there from the Splash and the MegaCast. We post that on our YouTube. You can also follow us on our social media pages at Civic Center TV on Instagram and Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. For all of our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Maddie Muschin. Thank you for watching The Splash Live.